Okay, so this time we're looking at 12 times the sum of 2 plus 4. All right, and then another one of these. 12 times the sum of 2 plus 4. All right. The only reason I'm not writing it twice is because this video, I don't want it to be forever long. Okay, so moving on. So instead of writing the same expression twice, we could just do the same thing before. Our expression is 12 times the sum of 2 plus 4. Now we already have one set of grouping symbols. But what if I want to say, just like the last time we put parentheses around and said 2 of these, right? So do we have another grouping symbol we might be able to use? So we've been talking about it. We've been using the goggles a lot, but we haven't seen it yet. But now, here it is. If we put a 2 in front of it, just like before, that means multiply. All right? 2 of whatever's in brackets. All right? So what we're going to be doing is saying 2 of this amount. All right, 2 of this amount. And since we already used parentheses, to make it a little bit easier to see, we can just use brackets instead of having 2 sets of parentheses, which starts to look a little goofy, like over here. You might see that like in high school or something like that. But right now, let's use brackets because it's going to be a little bit easier to see the separation and you won't have that double parentheses. All right, so the one on the left is the one that we just did. Oops. And then the one on the right is what we're going to do now. All right, so let's go ahead and put on your bracket goggles. I don't know what these look like. Okay, there we go. There's your bracket goggles. Okay, so these see your brackets. Put on your bracket goggles. Do you see any brackets? Yes, you do. So we can only look at what's inside brackets right now. All right. So within brackets, do we see any parentheses? Yeah, I see parentheses right here. So we have to do what's inside parentheses now. So I'm going to do what's inside parentheses. 2 plus 4, which is 6. All right. Now, because I have this multiplication sign here, I can get rid of the parentheses now. Whatever is inside can be removed. But I did not use the 12 yet. And also, I did not use the brackets yet because I still need to figure out what 2 groups of 12 times 6 is. All right. So now we're looking at 2 groups of 12 times 6, or 2 of the answer to 12 times 6. Okay. Once again, remember, with 2-digit numbers, instead of doing 12 times 6, remember you can just break it apart. 10 times 6 plus 2 times 6. You make a mini expression right there. 60 plus 12. So remember, you can use the zeros trick when you do this. So 1 times 6 was 6 plus 0 is 60. 2 times 6 is 12. Sometimes it's a little bit easier that way. All right. So now, so 12 times 6 is 72. But now we cannot remove the brackets yet because we still have to figure out what 2 groups of 72 is. All right. Once again, you can use the regular algorithm. So I'll try and do this 2 ways. Regular algorithm. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 7 is 14. So 72 times 2 is 144. All right. Or you could break it apart. 72 times 2 is the same thing as 70 times 2 plus 2 times 2, which is 70 times 2. Use your zeros trick. 7 times 2 is 14. Add the 0 plus 2 times 2, which is 4. Once again, you get 144. So, as you can see, as we get through the expression, we end up with 144 because there are 144 eggs in the picture on the right.